Sir, we are live now, sir. You can start.
Okay, hello everyone. So this is basically doubt clearing session for the Sustainable Energy Technology course in NPTEL. I am welcoming all the attendants who are joining live. So the exam is like next week, weekends, and maybe next week for some of you. So kind of treat this as the final kind of doubt clearing of any conceptual questions you have or any difficulty you have had in understanding the lectures in any of the places. So that is for it. You can talk in audio or put your questions in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of participants who have joined. So please feel free to ask any questions or doubts you have in the course material that you are revising now for the exams, or any other doubts you have regarding the field itself. My TAs are also there who have been clearing your doubts in the Google group. So they will also be helping you. So please ask any questions that you might have. As you would probably know from the NPTEL website and their information, the exam will have many of the questions that have been asked in the assignments or similar types of questions. It will be primarily multiple choice types and short numerical types, fill in the blank type questions. It will be in a computer. So assignment questions give you a very good overview of what kind of questions will be asked. Similar types of questions will certainly be asked in the exam. So if you are doing the assignment questions properly and you have read the lecture notes or read the lectures, then you should be able to answer the questions. Yes, built-in voltage and V gap are basically the same, at least for the simplified kind of theory that we are discussing here. Both are basically the same terminology. So Desa Manju asked this question. So just to clarify that. If you do a detailed course on semiconductor devices, the built-in voltage will be different from the gap voltage, but we have not been discussing that theory. So here they are the same. We have tried to give equal weightage to all the weeks primarily. So the entire syllabus has been evenly covered. We cannot say that exact same number of marks per week has been given, but we have tried our level best to be even about all the materials that have been discussed week by week. The full credit distribution is, I think, given in the NPTEL website. So somebody has asked that what is the weightage of the assignment questions? Obviously, giving your assignments, there is weightage in the total marks that you will be getting. So that is a part of the total marks you will be getting in the final evaluation. So it's not just the final exams that matter. The assignment questions also have a weightage. But that is, I think, common for all NPTEL lectures, courses. So you can look it up in the website information. So I will not exactly say how many, but roughly I would say 1/3 to 1/4. Around 1/4 will be numerical questions. We will, somebody is asking whether the exam questions will be simple. We are trying to make it as simple as possible. But of course, you do have to read the notes. It's primarily objective type questions that should be done quickly. So 1 or 2 steps for the numericals, and conceptual, of course, you will be multi-choice, multiple choice type questions. Sutha, you said more problems are asked. Can you explain what do you mean by that? I did not understand that question. Kevin, you have asked, are there typing questions also? So typing questions means fill in the blanks with a numerical digit. So if you have a numerical question, the answer can be a fill in the blanks. Like if the answer is 49.5, you have to write that answer. So that kind of typing questions are there along with MCQ style. So Surya, there will be some numericals which are very same as those in the assignments and some with similar kind of concepts. So that is all true for both the conceptual MCQs and the numerical questions. We have tried to keep the weightage as close to similar as possible for all the weeks. I cannot say it's exactly the same, but it will be similar. Manish has asked that are there any data specific or data intensive questions? So there won't be many data intensive questions. Some simple formulas you may be asked to be remembering for the numerical type questions. But large calculations are not required. Okay, so you are asking the study materials have many of the data intensive kind of questions that were not asked. Similar questions were not asked in the assignments, right? So no, those kinds of questions are not likely to be asked. But there are certain trends in energy technology, so you should be reasonably clear about what are the trends, right? So, for example, which renewable energy technology is growing fastest, like that overall trends, you should be somewhat familiar. Yes, the material that has been covered will be enough. I mean, we will only be asking questions about things that have been covered in the study materials. Within that, simple formulas you should be able to understand. Complicated derivations or complicated numerical questions which has multiple steps will not be asked. So the formulas will not be provided, but we have tried to keep away more complicated formulas from the numerical. So simple formulas you should be expected to recall. So a basic advice would be there will be many simple questions that you might find simple. So I would certainly advise you to do the simple questions first. And if you have any difficulty with one or two questions, you leave that and go back to it later. So I think that would be my suggestion. Uh, I cannot tell you what score is good marks primarily because it is kind of combination of assignments and your exams and how everybody does. So that is difficult to tell. Okay. There will be true and false questions. As Nawaz has asked, there will be true and false questions. There will be some questions from the assignments as well. Some questions from assignments will be there. Some questions similar to what has been covered in assignments will be there. While some new questions, but still on the study material only that we have covered, lecture material and study material will be there. Well, if you are able to do the assignment problems and questions well every week, then you are well prepared for the exams. That I would tell. You should go over the lecture videos, look over the notes. Remember that these are mostly objective type questions and short numerical questions, 1 or 2 lines only. So that way you should be preparing. There are some complicated derivations in the notes. So those derivations we will not be asking. So that way you should be preparing. You, of course, will have to memorize some simple formulas for some of the numerical questions. Remember some of the basic trends, like the global perspectives. Okay. As has been tested, some questions from the assignments you can expect. So the study materials have longer numerical problems. I have primarily given those longer numerical problems so that you get a flavor of the more realistic problem solving strategies. The assignment problems have been shorter, and those shorter problems are what you will be getting because this is more of an objective type exam style that I have been giving you. Okay. MCQs and fill in the blanks, true and false, those are the majority. Some numerical fill in the blanks will be there with short answer, with short numerics. Kevin has asked whether the results will be published immediately. So this is an automated grading system. So NPTEL is in charge of publishing the marks. So you will know from the NPTEL site directly. Ashish has asked weightage for the various parts. So we have tried to keep similar number of marks for every week. They are not exactly the same, which is not possible, but they are very similar. We have tried to keep them even. So no values of constants will be provided in the numerical questions. We are asking very simple types of questions. If something you do not remember during the exam, I would suggest you leave that. There are a lot of simple questions. So if something you cannot recollect, I would suggest you just leave that. Okay. I will not be sharing a list of formulas. What I would suggest is that in every week, you will have a few simple formulas to look at. So you look at those basic formulas. All right. Look at the assignment questions, assignment problems also. And do not ignore conceptual and true and false questions, because as I have said, around 25% is only numerics. Rest is conceptual, true and false questions, 75% of it. So do focus accordingly. There is no negative marking. So the solar constant value does vary between 1361 and 1367. You are welcome to take either of these. Remember that in a numerical problem, how we analyze the answers is if the answer is plus minus 10% or 15% of the actual answer giving whatever constant values, that is considered as correct. Okay, so it doesn't matter if the constant numbers are slightly one way or the other way. Understood? So if you make good approximations, you do not have to remember exactly. Good approximations will give you proper answers also. Okay. Graph-based questions will not be asked because we are not attaching any graphs. Okay. Ashish has asked, in wind energy, downstream is 10D, but average is 7D. That is correct. So NPTEL will be providing a calculator in their computerized exam system. So Ashish has asked, in assignment, correct answer is 7D, not 10D. I am not entirely sure which assignment question is being asked. Downstream would be 10D. Okay, so I am not recalling which exact question was that. If there are any doubts regarding the assignment questions, please send an email in the Google groups. All right, we will just look at the assignment question. If there is a concern, then we will look at the problem and give alter the marks. Okay. So if there is a question regarding assignment grading doubt, please send an email directly to the Google groups. Okay. Am I audible? So some are saying I am not exactly audible. Okay. As far as I understand, in MSQ type of questions, you have to get all of them correct. But I will just clarify this with the NPTEL grading team on what is being done, but that is my understanding. So the final exam is around 75% theoretical and conceptual, 25% numerical. You can expect questions from the assignment. Scientific calculator will be included with the basic like sine, cos, tan, tan inverse, all of those will be there. in the NPTEL directly. So Ashutosh, please, if you have any doubts regarding the assignment problems, please post the email to the in the Google group. The TS will just look into that. So typical spacing average is 70. Okay, so that is correct. We did not say it is downstream, right? So that is why. So assignments, same as assignments will be around 25%. Similar to assignments will be another 25 to 40, 25%. Then some new questions will be asked around 25%. Then numericals will be a mix of what is present in the assignments and what is some new ones. The NPTEL team, can you just clarify how MSQ questions are being graded? So if you have 3 correct choices and somebody chooses 2, how is the final grading being done? I will get clarification on that point. Okay. We will be following a consistent for MSQ. If there has been some inconsistency, I will just check and correct that. But as far as I understand, in MSQ questions, you have to get all the correct answers properly in all the answers properly to get full marks. Indu, you are saying that some of your assignments are not showing up in the portal, even if you have submitted it. Please contact the NPTEL admin team regarding this point. Fill in the blanks will be for numerical questions alone. So short numerical questions will be asked. We are giving fill in the blanks primarily because we will have a plus minus 10% kind of leverage. So if you have some approximations in a constants or something, that will not cause you problems in marks. You will get full marks. The top people will be getting internships opportunities. I am not entirely sure if it's 90 plus marks or not. Indu, if you have any questions regarding the submission and you are not getting responses, please resend the request and CC me if possible. I'm not entirely sure what has gone wrong, but they will certainly look into the case if it's a genuine case. So the top performing students will be getting internships as it happened last year. So I think the NPTEL policy is still the same, but it depends on whether the policy remains the case. I do not know about the absolute marking here of what constitutes top performing. It kind of will be depending on the overall score of the entire class. So NPTEL should have announced the exam dates. They should be in the next few weeks, so you should be getting the emails. If you have not got the emails, please check once with the NPTEL team. All the notes required are already provided. So no new notes are given. Okay. If you study video material and assignment, you should be getting above 90 plus scores. So as Nitin is saying, there is an exam this Sunday. I'm not entirely sure if it's true for the entire group because some groups may have a exam in a later date also. So it kind of depends on how NPTEL has given the exam, set the exams. If you see the comments from the other students, some have 26, some have 24th, depending on the city. Some may be next week also, week after. So as far as I know, the general pass mark is at least 40% for both components. So this is common for all the SWAM courses, I think. So that is the same here. So nothing new is here. Whatever is the common pass mark policy for all the SWAM courses, that is the true here as well. So the exam has 50 questions, 2 marks each. I cannot tell you where you can get free PDF textbooks because that is violating copyright. Every question is 2 marks. Yes. As far as I understand, NPTEL will be giving calculators to you in the computer screen itself or something like that. Please check with the NPTEL people on that front. The exam policy, what you can take, what you cannot take, are centrally managed by the NPTEL and SWAM people. So please adhere to those norms. So final exam, some of the assignment questions will be there, around 20 to 25%. Some questions will be similar to assignment, another 25%. $50 questions for the exam. Total 100 marks, 2 marks each question. Please check if you are eligible. Again, eligibility criteria is based on entirely on the NPTEL requirements. Just look into their websites. You will know more because you are registered for the courses. I am just giving the courses here. So some of the information I will not be able to access. Please check with the NPTEL team and see whether your progress makes you eligible for the exam or not. So as I noted, all the weeks are being given equal weightage, right? 75% is conceptual questions, true and false, multiple choice, multiple selection. Around 25% is numerical. So it kind of depends on how you want to prepare. Do focus on the concepts. Try to memorize easy formulas. So that should cover most of the things you want to do. Many of the questions in assignment will be again there, or similar questions will be asked. So look at the assignments again. What type of questions have been asked there? Some new questions will of course be there from the video lectures. So after that, you read the video lectures. Somebody has unmuted. Please check who has unmuted. Ashish has asked the second half of course, battery and storage like fuel cell is hard to compare to first half. I'm not entirely sure what it means, but I have specifically explained the bridge between these two. Storage is an important aspect of sustainable energy technology and grid integration. So storage technologies, energy storage technologies, hydrogen, renewable hydrogen, these are all intrinsic part of the sustainable energy ecosystem. You cannot have electrified cars without lithium-ion batteries, for example. So that is where the bridge is primarily. Generation, storage, and implementation, all of that is part of sustainable energy ecosystem. Numerical problems will be quite similar to the problems given in the weekly assignments. Worked out problems a little bit longer. So those will not be asked. Okay, so but the concepts will be similar. Because every question is 2 marks each, we will not be asking Nawaz has asked why biomass is not sustainable. Biomass may not be sustainable because if it's used as first generation biomass, for example, it will compete with food resources and water resources, and hence the sustainability will be damaged. So it is how biomass is used or biomass is produced and processed that impacts its sustainability. If you look at the some of the slides of biomass, in them I have explained that the first generation biomasses often have CO2 emissions greater than that of fossil fuels itself because of all the land use changes they entail. Only if second and third generation biomass is used, then their CO2 emissions are lower and they do not compete with food crops and water. So those biomass systems are sustainable. So if you miss the exam, there is no fallback option as far as I know, which is part of the SWAM FAQ on exams as well. So that is what I would tell you. But if you have any emergency, I don't know whether they can manage it. But I don't think that is possible. So basically, do the assignments properly. Many of the questions or same or similar to assignments will be coming. Do focus on conceptual, true and false, multiple choice type conceptual questions. 70 to 75% of the exam is based on that. There will be short numerical questions on simple formulas, which constitutes rest of the 25%. We will not be giving any formulas, but the formulas will be the simpler ones from the lectures. There is, of course, a leeway of 10%. So if you don't remember the exact value of the constants or something, don't worry. If you know the approximate value, your answer should be close to the mark to give you good mark, full marks. Thank you, Ashish. Last year's question is not available. "50 questions will be asked, 2 marks each. Those who have clarified their doubts, they can leave. So this is kind of a free 1 hour slot. Those who want to come and ask questions, if they have doubts are cleared, they can of course leave. So you are free to leave, and I wish everyone who is leaving all the best for the exams. And hopefully the course helps you to kickstart your understanding on renewable and sustainable energy technology. I of course have covered very basics for all the technology systems. Each of these areas have a lot of depth to it, but if you have understood a broad overview, that will help. There is no such thing as a model question paper, but again, questions will be there. The weekly assignment quizzes will give you a good flavor of the kind of question that can come. So as per NPTEL guidelines, you need to score at least 40% to pass, both on the assignment side and on the final exam side. So there are 50 questions. So minimum 20 you have to answer correctly. Each question has 2 marks. Ashutosh has asked how to calculate self-discharge time of a device. Is it part of an assignment question or you are asking generally? As per definition, self-discharge time, you completely charge the energy storage system, then leave it idle. By the time it goes down to around 80 to 90%, that is the time assigned as a self-discharge time. We have not discussed total discharge time. We have only discussed self-discharge time for the device. Thank you and best of luck for your exams. Dr. Balki, it's not exactly that way. We have tried to even all the weeks questions so that every week has given equal weightage. However, there are multiple parts to the questions that are being asked. Some are directly from assignments, some are similar to assignments, some are new questions. Among these, from assignments, similar to assignments, new questions, some will be MCQ and MSQ types conceptual questions, some will be short numerical questions. All right. Overall, total 75% is MCQ, MSQ, true false type questions, 25% is numerical questions. Questions regarding how the online exam will be conducted or when to put submit buttons, etc. You should clarify with the NPTEL team and the people who are running that exam. There are no negative marking. Okay, so Ashutosh has asked to explain the hour angle relation with sun's location. The basic idea is at the local noon, the sun is at its highest point in the sky. Okay. Now, say 1 hour before local noon and 1 hour after local noon, it will be 15 degrees east of its highest point or 15 degrees west of its highest point in the sky. Primarily because for every hour, the earth is rotating 15 degrees. Because 24 hours, 360 degrees, so 15 degrees per hour. So the hour angle basically gives the angle the sun has moved from its highest point at local noon at that given local time. So if the local time at a location is say 4 p.m., then the hour angle is basically 15 into 4, 60 degrees westwards, right? Which is taken as say positive. Whereas if it's 9 a.m., it's 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 into 15, 45 degrees eastwards, which is taken as negative. Then the question is correction of local time with the national time. So the longitudinal difference between local time and national time is then taken as a correction factor because we are measuring time with respect to the national standard time. So that is the second correction. So that is the basic concept. Based on that, the hour angle formula is given. So the efficiency of a concentrated solar thermal power system, if you see in the slide, is not a linear function of the hot fluid temperature. The reason is you will have also radiation losses as the hot fluid temperature rises. And that radiation loss is proportional to sigma Th to the power 4. So while the efficiency from the second law calculation is increasing with Th, the radiation loss is also increasing. So there will be a maximum point beyond which if Th increases, the efficiency will be decreasing for the solar thermal system. So it will be a non-linear, somewhat parabolic kind of a curve. All questions will be part of what is being delivered as lecture videos. Only things I have covered in class in the video lectures are part of the syllabus and from which questions are being asked. I think the passing is 40%. So certificate will also be at that point, I believe. Chandu, there will be 50 questions in the exam. Each question is 2 marks. Pass marks is as per NPTEL policy 40%. So assignment you have to score 40% of the total marks and final exam 40% to get total pass as far as I understand. Format of the question, there will be true and false, multiple choice questions and multiple selection questions from the conceptual side, and short numerical questions where you will be giving a fill in the blanks type. So where you can type the answer. Each question is 2 marks. So even the numerical questions will be extremely short type of numerical questions. Questions from the assignment and similar to assignment will be given, as well as some new questions, but exclusively within what is covered by the video lectures. If you see the curves of daily solar insolation in the summer, June, July, they are converging in the summer months. The reason is near the equator, the daylight hours is 12 hours still. Whereas close to the poles, you are getting nearly 24 hours of daylight. While the sun is still low in the sky near the poles, even during summer, and that causes attenuation losses and spreading losses, beam spreading and attenuation losses, as we discussed. However, given the sheer amount of daylight hours that are available, the total insolation per day approaches that of the equatorial insolation. That is why in the summer, most of the summer hemisphere is getting nearly equal amount of solar insolation on a per day basis. So if it's similar for all latitudes, that is what I explained, right? That for high latitudes, the number of daylight hours compensates for lower insolation. So just repeating the format of the exam, 50 questions, 2 marks each. Some questions around 25% will be same as the assignment. Another 25 to 30% will be similar to that of what is being asked to the assignments. There will be some new questions, the rest. However, those questions will be exclusively from the video lectures, what I have covered in the class. Of the total questions, around 75% will be conceptual questions, MCQs and MSQs and true and false. 25% will be short numerical questions, fill in the blank types. Thank you, Ashutosh. Hope you have a very good exam. Distribution in sections might be there, but this is the format. Okay, so for easier working, there may be some sections, A, section B, something like that. So around 25% of the questions will be similar to exactly same as that of assignments. So I would suggest you practice the assignment questions well. So you will get at least some questions common from there. 25% will be very similar to assignments. So again, the practicing the assignment questions will help you. The rest 50% will be from the course lecture notes. All right. Um, the videos, listen to the videos well to go over those kinds of questions that might be coming. I have kept the questions short and objective type. Even the numerical questions, simple one-step numerical problems are more common. Since 75% is conceptual, MCQs, MSQs, and true and false, I would ask you, if you are short on time, to focus on the concepts more, because that is easier to do, and then focus on simple numerical problems, which will be the rest 25%. So we are nearing the end of the session. If there are any further questions that you need to ask, this is the high time you should ask them. This is the last live class because exam is next weekend. Next 2 or 3 weekends, the exams will be held in different cities. So this is the last live class. So we have crossed the 8 p.m. mark. So I would like to end the session. And thank you for attending, everyone who is still there. And I'm wishing you the very best in the exams. If you have followed and done the assignments and followed the courses properly, I'm pretty sure you will get reasonably good marks. Okay. And you will do very well in the exams. Thank you. And I am closing the session.